Hello, and welcome to part two of Yours Sincerely, Giraffe. This is a continuation of the story Yours Sincerely, Giraffe, obviously. We have already, let me move this up. We have already read part one of this, the first half of this. That is in the video labeled SEL, uh, Yours Sincerely, Giraffe, part one. So if you haven't watched that yet, I encourage you to watch that and then come to this video to watch part two. But we are going to continue with our story. When we left off, Giraffe and Penguin had just started their correspondence, had just started becoming pen pals with each other. And Pelican was delivering letters back and forth across the horizon, giving them to Seal, who we see right here. So we are going to continue our story. We are going to continue with the chapter Giraffe and Penguin Become Pen Pals. So let's see what happens. Even after sending his reply, Penguin could not stop thinking about Giraffe's letter. What on earth was a neck, and did he have one? He was still wondering when Seal arrived with another letter from Giraffe. Dear Penguin, thank you for your letter. I want to know more about you. Please tell me. For example, what do you look like and that sort of thing. Yours sincerely, Giraffe. What do I look like? Penguin asked the professor when they met for school that day. You're you're mostly black and white. I may I may mix up some of the voices here. Because it was over a week ago that I recorded this. That's what I thought. Penguin said. Then he disappeared. A moment later, he returned with the bucket. Clankety clank, clankety clank. And then he climbed inside. Professor, he asked, am I still black and white? Yes, you are the same. Black and white. Thank you, sir, Penguin said with a big grin. Dear Giraffe, thank you for your letter. You asked what I look like, but looking is a very odd thing. At the moment, I live on Whale Point, which is surrounded by sea, just like my home on Penguin Island. In the daytime, when the sun shines, the sea looks blue, but in the morning and the evening, it looks completely different. And at night, it's different again. And that's not all. No matter whether the sea looks blue or green or orange, when I scoop up a bucketful of water, a bucketful, excuse me, when I scoop up a bucketful, the water becomes transparent. Isn't that strange? Perhaps it isn't looking that strange, but the sea itself. Or maybe it's the bucket. But you asked what I look like. I think that I am mostly black and white. Even when I climbed into a bucket, my feathers did not change. And so I think that must be right. Yours sincerely, Penguin at Whale Point. P.S. I think you and I would get along. I'm looking forward to your next letter. Look, he drew a little bucket right there. Giraffe and Pelican read the letter together. Pelican, said Giraffe when they had finished. I still wonder what on earth Penguin looks like. I could go and find out, Pelican suggested. Whale Sea did not seem so far away now, and he wanted to see Whale Point. Pelican had never been there because Seal took care of delivering all the letters once they reached Whale Sea. Giraffe looked tempted for a moment, but then he shook his head. No, don't do that. It's more fun imagining. I'm going to keep writing to Penguin and see if I can dress up to look like him. Will you help me? You're going to try to look like Penguin? That's a crazy idea. They both burst out laughing. And that is how the once bored Giraffe became pen pals with Penguin. Dear Penguin, it is so much fun trying to imagine what you look like when I have never met you. I'm going to see if I can make myself a penguin costume. And if it works, I want to come and meet you. So please tell me more about yourself. Yours sincerely, Giraffe, who is trying to look like you. On Whale Point, the professor and Penguin had begun to look forward to Giraffe's letters too. Professor, Giraffe says when he wants to dress. Professor, oh, excuse me, this is Penguin talking. Professor, Giraffe says he wants to dress up to look like me. You know, I've lived a long time, the professor said, but I've never heard of anything like this before. He perked up at the very thought of it. Dear Giraffe, who was trying to look like Penguin, I'm very good at swimming in the sea. I have a beak. I use it to catch fish. I can't wait to meet you. Yours sincerely, Penguin at Whale Point. Dear Penguin, my friend Pelican also has a beak. He loves fish too. His name sounds like yours, so maybe he also looks like you. Can you fly through the sky? Yours sincerely, Giraffe, who is trying to look like Penguin. Pelican was becoming a hard worker, just like Seal. Of course, this was partly because the fish in Whale Sea were so delicious, but it was also because Pelican was having so much fun delivering Giraffe's letters. He was also learning more about Seal. Seal's father and his grandfather and his grandfather's father and the father of his grandfather's father and the father of his grandfather's father had all been in charge of the mail for Whale Sea. In fact, Seal was the 10th generation delivery seal in his family. Wow! 10 generations! Pelican exclaimed. That's amazing! So once again, Pelican puffed up his chest, flapped his wings, and flew towards the other side of the horizon. There he goes! Dear Giraffe, who is trying to look like Penguin, I am afraid that I can't fly through the sky. I do have wings, but they are very small. Yours sincerely, Penguin at Whale Point. He has wings, but they're very small. Maybe they are just for decoration. What do you think, Pelican? Pelican was trying to figure out what Penguin looked like too. He said he's good at swimming, right? But he can't fly. I wonder if he can walk. Dear Penguin, what do you do when you're not swimming? Do you sit? And can you walk? Pelican wants to know. Yours sincerely, Giraffe. Here's a picture of Africa. Dear Giraffe, I'm not swimming. When I'm not swimming, I stand up. I have two legs, but they are very short. I am quite good at walking, excuse me. I am quite good at walking. Yours sincerely, Penguin at Whale Point. My goodness, he has two short legs, just like you, Pelican. Their laughter drifted on the soft breeze. By this time, Pelican had begun to spend all his free time with Giraffe. Why don't we try drawing a picture of him? Oh, excuse me, is this Giraffe or Pelican? I think this is Pelican. Why don't we try drawing a picture of him? He suggested. That's a great idea. They read all of Penguin's letters over again. Giraffe tilted his head. Pelican, what do you think he means when he says he has no neck? Or maybe that he is all neck? Just then a snake slithered by. Giraffe, look at that, said Pelican. You can't really tell if Snake has a neck or not, can you? He looks like he doesn't have one, but then again, he looks like he is all neck. Maybe Penguin looks like him. I bet you're right. Giraffe drew a picture of a snake with a beak and two wings standing on two short legs. That looks very odd. You look pretty odd yourself, now that I think about it, Pelican said. He stared at Giraffe's long neck for some time. Then he said, I bet Penguin means that he can't tell where his neck begins or ends, like Snake. Look at this drawing. Pelican drew a long, straight body and added a beak, two wings, and two legs. Oh, I see. Yes, that looks better. And he says he's black and white. They tried making the body black on one side and white on the other, then black on top and white on the bottom, and then added polka dots to see how that looked. Just then, Zebra walked by. Giraffe, look! Pelican said. Black and white, they shouted, and so their picture of Penguin was done. Now Giraffe was ready to dress up like his pen pal. Oh my goodness. Look at this drawing. That's what they think a penguin looks like, isn't it? Giraffe dresses up like penguin. Dressing Giraffe up to look like the picture was going to be much harder than drawing it. For starters, Penguin had only two legs, but Giraffe had four. Pelican, I've got two extra legs. What should I do? That's going to be a problem, all right, Pelican said. Maybe we should cover your whole body with something, but I wonder what we could use. Pelican looked Giraffe up and down, then down and up. Sorry, I had to pause the video for a second, so I might repeat something we said. Okay, here we go. That's going to be a problem, all right, Pelican said. Maybe we should cover your whole body with something, but I wonder what we could use. Pelican looked Giraffe up and down and up. Wait a minute, I know, and I think I know where I can find some. And away he flew. Find some what? Where? Giraffe wondered. A little while later, Pelican returned carrying something white. What's that? Giraffe asked, gazing up into the sky. Pelican let the white thing fall. It spread open in the air and floated down onto the grass. "It's cloth," Pelican said. "I thought this piece would be big enough to cover all of you. It looks just the right size." He wiped the sweat from his forehead. "Where did you get it?" "From Stork. It's for carrying babies. She was really busy as usual, but she said she never uses this one. Somehow I doubt she'll ever have to carry a baby this big, and she was happy to give it to us." The soft cloth fit Giraffe perfectly. He sat wrapped up in it for some time, fondly thinking of his mother. In the meantime, Pelican made a beak and feet just like his, and two little wings. Then he painted the cloth with black stripes just like zebras. Finally, he was finished. "Hooray! We're done! Now you look exactly like Penguin." "Dear Penguin, we did it! Now I look just like you. So I'm coming to see you dressed up as you. I can hardly wait. Yours sincerely, Giraffe." As usual, Penguin delivered the letter Special Express. Penguin was thrilled. He had invited his girlfriend and his parents and all his friends from his hometown to come. They were going to meet a giraffe for the very first time in their lives. And not just any old giraffe. They were going to meet a giraffe dressed up to look like Penguin. They made a huge welcome banner. "Giraffe who looks like Penguin, welcome to Whale Point." Oh, and there it is. Everyone at Whale Point was busy getting ready to welcome Giraffe. "This is so much fun! I've never seen a giraffe before." They were very excited. Looking back over his long life, Professor Whale said, "Well, this was worth waiting for all these years." Meanwhile, Giraffe and Pelican set off for Whale Point. "The horizon is so far away." "I told you so." Giraffe was bursting with gratitude. "Thank you, Pelican." "No, no, not at all. I should really thank you. Because you were once a bored giraffe, I'm no longer a bored pelican. And because we were bored, now we're friends." That's right, which means that being bored is not all bad. Warm, happy feeling filled their hearts. At last, Whale Point came into sight. Face to face, at last. Any minute now, Pelican and Giraffe would arrive. Everyone at Whale Point stared at the horizon, their hearts beating with excitement. Something was coming. A raft pulled by Seal with somebody on it. The closer it came, the more clearly they could see. "Do you think that's him?" someone said. "No, it can't be," another said. "I mean, he doesn't look like Penguin at all." They had planned to welcome Penguin with a great round of applause, but instead they stood frozen to the spot. Oh, they had planned to welcome Giraffe with a great round of applause, but instead they stood frozen to the spot. Penguin and Giraffe looked at each other. Their eyes met. Giraffe had prepared a little speech, but now he could not say a word. There was a long, awkward silence. Oh my, look at him. There's Seal helping them. Whoosh! Suddenly the professor sent an extraordinarily magnificent spout into the air. Everyone gasped. Then they all began to clap and cheer at the spectacular display. The applause got louder and louder, and soon, excuse me, they were all shouting, "Welcome, Giraffe, who looks like Penguin." Penguin dived into the sea and swam straight over to Giraffe, who did not look the least bit like Penguin. He jumped onto the raft and gave him a big hug. "Thank you so much," he said. "I'm so happy to see you." Giraffe smiled, embarrassed. "I'm sorry, I don't look anything like you, do I?" They looked at each other, then they burst out laughing, and once they had started, they just could not stop. They'd never felt happier. What happened next? What happened next, you ask? Well, Giraffe, who tried to look like Penguin, and Penguin, whom Giraffe tried to look like, became the very best of friends. And of course, Penguin and Pelican did too. Oh, yes, and Pelican and Seal as well. As for Professor Whale, after that last extraordinary spout, he found that he'd totally run out of puff. Time for me to retire, he said. There's nothing more to teach you, Penguin. You should go back home and become a teacher yourself. Although Penguin was sad to say goodbye, he decided to do just what the professor suggested. After all, it had always been his dream to go back to his island and build a school. Look, he's got a little graduation cap. It was about time for him to get married, too, he thought. Seal and Pelican now work as a team, delivering mail by sea and air. They're going to be very busy delivering all the invitations for Penguin's wedding. Of course, Giraffe is no longer bored, but what about the professor? Now that he's retired, won't he get bored, you asked? Not, won't he get bored, you ask? Not at all. He's busy every day, writing letters. Dear you, whoever you are, who lives on the other side of the horizon, I am Whale. I live at Whale Point. My body is almost all head. That's why I'm so smart, people say. Please tell me all about yourself. Yours sincerely, Whale at Whale Point. Who knows? Maybe that very letter is on its way to your place right now. Oh, there's that letter from Whale at Whale Point. The end. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that book. I had a great time reading it. I think it gives us a lot to think about um, being bored at home and not having anything to do. And maybe we can all take a clue from Giraffe and Penguin. And if we are bored at home, we can find something creative and new to do. We can write to somebody, we can draw something, we can dress up like something, we can create that fun and those interesting things at home. Well, I hope you have a great day. Hope you enjoyed this book. And I encourage you to go talk about it with the people at your home and see what they think about it. All right, have a great day.